Most men think low testosterone affects sex drive, muscle, energy, and body composition. And it does. But looking back, one of the biggest things low testosterone changed was my personality. I become indecisive, I become passive. And over time, I stopped believing in myself. I didn't notice it at first. It happened slowly over many years. But when I compare the man I was in my late 20s or early 30s to the man I was in my 40s, the difference is hard to ignore. I started second-guessing myself more. I became increasingly worried about making the wrong decision. Somewhere along the way, I have lost the attitude I had when I was younger. That "fuck it, let's do it" attitude. Not in a reckless way. That willingness to commit, trust my judgment, and figure things along the way. Looking back, some of it is embarrassing to admit. But if the story helps even one man recognize himself in it, it's worth telling. The first change I have noticed was indecision. It's painfully obvious in retrospect. One example that stayed with me involved my son when he was around 10 years old. He has been sponsored by a team that was supported by the biggest cycling company in the world. The problem was that me and my son wanted to race more European events, while the team wanted us to focus on UK races. Trying to do both wasn't really possible. Looking back, deep down, I knew what we wanted. We wanted European races. We wanted adventure. We wanted memories. But instead of making decision, I spent months trying to keep everyone happy. The team, the sponsor, everybody. We had countless conversations, going around the same problem again and again. Looking back, 10-year-old child should have never carried that burden. I should have made decision and live with the consequences. He should have been riding bikes and having fun. The truth is, I became so worried about making the wrong decision, I stopped trusting my own judgment. This is probably the biggest regret. The second thing that I noticed was that I became passive. When I have finished university at the age of 31, I graduated with first-class degree. I was ambitious. I felt I could conquer the world. Our son was just born and I had offers for postgraduate study. The plan was simple: continue study part-time, stay employable, keep growing, and raise our son at the same time. Instead, I was persuaded that none of it would be necessary. My now ex-wife business would take care of everything. I wouldn't need a career, pension or backup plan. At the time, it sounded reasonable. We were a team. Looking back, I don't regret raising our son, not for a moment. What I do regret is not doing something meaningful alongside it. Something that would have given me direction, independence and future of my own. As the years passed, my relationship has deteriorated. My testosterone declined and I became increasingly passive. The driven guy who graduated with first-class degree slowly disappeared. I wasn't driving my own life anymore. I had become passenger. The third change was the most frustrating. I stopped believing in myself. By that point, my relationship was struggling for many years. Boundaries have been crossed. Deep down, I knew things were not right, but I kept making excuses. We have been together for a long time. We had kids. Every relationship has problems. Maybe this is just life. The truth is, I felt trapped. I have spent years focused on raising our children. I had very little work experience. I couldn't imagine rebuilding my life. And perhaps the hardest part was that I knew this wasn't who I was supposed to be. I knew the man I became wasn't the man I wanted to be. Looking back, the most frustrating part wasn't the relationship. It was how little belief I have left in myself. Now, I'm not saying low testosterone created every problem in my life. It didn't. I made my own decisions. I am responsible for my own mistakes. But looking back, I do strongly believe low testosterone made these mistakes harder to recognize and harder to fix. It made me less decisive, less proactive, less willing to back myself. When I finally addressed my testosterone, improved my lifestyle, and started to rebuild myself, many of these traits started to return. Not overnight and not by magic, but slowly I became like the man I recognize from the late 20s and early 30s. A man willing to make difficult decisions, a man willing to work hard for what he believed in, a man willing to set boundaries and stand by them. TRT didn't rebuild my life. I did. But TRT gave me enough energy and resilience to start rebuilding it. Optimizing your hormones is only step one. Optimizing your mindset, habits, lifestyle is the rest of the game. If you are over 40, whether you are on TRT or not, and you are ready to stop guessing and start rebuilding your lifestyle that matches your capacity, I would love to help. I'm looking for 4 serious men to join my case study sessions. We will start with free 20 minutes discovery call. If we are a good fit and I can genuinely help you. If you are interested, send me an email using the address in description and tell me a little about yourself. I would love to hear from you.